had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is, because everything would be what it isn't. And contrariwise, what it is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. You see, everything is so confusing.
It is not.
Well, it is to me.
Why?
Well, I can't remember things as I used to, and
Hello, my excited acolytes. You are joining us on a journey of the mundane, majestic, and macabre. You are now entering the rabbit hole. Welcome back, everybody, here at the second episode of The Rabbit Hole. I'm your wonderful, happy host, G, and with me, as always, is my good bosom buddy, Bebop. How you doing, babe?
Doing good. I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to this episode.
Oh, man, it just feels like we have been going up and down a damn hill to get this on this recorded, but we are definitely, look, folks, it's not that we don't want to put it out. It's the distance is killing, but we're working on it. We are definitely working on it. So, I've got a neat little tidbit to throw at you today, Bebop.
All right, what you got?
Pirates, baby.
Okay. Pirates.
Yo ho ho and a whole bottle of everything.
Okay, cool.
So tell me, when you think of pirates, what comes to your mind, Bebop?
Immediately?
Immediately.
I would say Blackbeard, Queen Anne's Revenge, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Sea of Thieves. I play Sea of Thieves quite often.
Yeah, I really want to get on that game. I have to get an Xbox, but I'm definitely got to get on that game.
It's fun. It's
That's
fun.
That's basically pirate pretend for a couple hours.
It is. It is very fun.
So, okay, we were saying it's basically pirate pretend.
Yeah.
So how many hours you think you've logged on it so far?
Oh my goodness. Well, the game's been out for a while now, and I've played a lot. I would say I've probably logged close to 500 hours on that game.
And what's your favorite part of pirate life so far?
At first, of course, learning the game, digging for treasure maps, that was cool. But I'm to the level now, I guess I've really became a pirate or a pretend pirate, where I'm after people. I'm after the other players. I'm making them do my work because I'm sinking their boat and I'm taking their treasure for my own. I used to spend hours digging the treasure and then getting sunk in 15 minutes by these people that were better than me. And now I'm doing the same thing to other people. It's a much more efficient way of being a pirate.
Okay. Excuse me, folks. I like what you just said there. You brought up the digging up buried treasure.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually what comes to our minds every time, what the Goonies. Hey,
yeah.
you guys.
Hey, baby Ruth.
I'm telling you, One-Eyed Willie. I still feel like that is a euphemism for a pirate pecker, but I digress. It was an 80s movie.
That's true.
That's almost complete horseshit.
What is?
The pirate buried treasure and the maps and all that is almost complete movie horseshit.
So pirates, like in real history, pirates never buried their treasure for,
It was extremely uncommon. Actually, man, it was more like a commune, if you think about it. It was divvied up between all the pirates, and they had living expenses and boat expenses and all that other stuff.
Okay, so they were actually like productive citizens compared to like what we are led to believe.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Okay.
They learned how to share like we all did in like middle school.
Amongst themselves.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, but greed's a thing now. And
Oh, yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure out of all the pirates to ever have pirated, there was a lot of bad ones and a lot of like, this is mine, I'm taking it.
Okay, I got you.
But the trope of I'm going to bury this treasure and all this other good hoopla.
The treasure map.
And it's all movie, wants you to, it's fantasy, man. A lot of it is just straight fantasy. And actually diving into this topic, I found out a lot of like stuff that we thought was piratey and like cool.
Yeah.
It's not what we really think it is. It never was. Like, okay, I know we talked about this earlier because, you know, we can't just help ourselves. We've got to run our mouths even off camera. Well, off mic anyway. You were talking about the eye patch. What did you say the reason for the eye patch was, Bebop?
Well, to give our listeners a little bit of hindsight, when we sit down, I know this is our only, like our second podcast that we've sat down and discussed a topic. Jordy kind of gives me just one general idea of what we're talking about, and then we'll save the details for when we actually have this discussion. So earlier today, Jordy, he asked me about the eye patch, what I think that means, and honestly, I just thought it meant that they got injured and they covered their eye. They couldn't see out of that eye or something along those lines.
Nah, man. Actually, it was a tactical thing. Believe it or not, it was a tactical thing. You know, 90% of like fighting on the boats and stuff like that, or like boat life is under deck. The eye patch was actually used, so this eye was already in the dark.
Oh,
So when you went down there,
already dilated.
You already could see.
Wow. Yeah, well, I've never thought about it like that. I mean, on top deck, you're in the sun, you're in the middle of the ocean. There's no shade really anywhere on the water. As soon as you go into the bottom,
You can't
unless
see.
you had
You ain't gonna be able
like
to see nothing.
candlelight or lanterns. I mean, it's dark under there.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
And I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not lighting many candles and shit on a wooden boat. I don't know.
Boosh.
me and B-Ball, I'm telling you, we pirates for 3 weeks and baby lights a candle next to the gunpowder. But yeah, man, and a lot of the stuff. Okay, did you know walking the plank? That wasn't a
Really?
yeah. That it was. I can't remember exactly what movie. And if anybody out there is a movie buff like myself, and
Well,
really,
wasn't that like in Peter Pan too?
it wasn't Peter Pan.
You know, with Captain Hook and walking the plank. Okay, I'm just trying to think.
Well, a lot of our, like I spoke with our vampire stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of our mythos around ideas come from movies, man.
Well, yeah.
If stuff is like pushed into movies, it's what we're gonna repeat because it's all we see. And basically, like walking the plank and all that, it was a movie trope. It was fancy. It was, to be honest with you, I'd much rather do that than some of the punishments they did have aboard the boat, man.
Okay.
Two that really like stuck out to me during the research was keel hauling, because you know we heard that growing up, like, and I'm pretty sure we played pirates as a kid and said something, "I'll keel haul your ass" or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't want this to be done to nobody.
It's that bad, huh?
Keel hauling is being dragged by a ship by a rope
In the water.
in the water.
Just being drugged.
I want you to think about what goes on the bottom of a boat, my brother. Barnacles and all them hard-shelled creatures that live on the bottom of a boat.
Yeah.
And you are being drugged by that boat, bumping all into all of that.
Wow.
So next time one of your kids' shows is being cute, talking about, "Oh, keel haul him," they talking about some real messed up murder mess right there.
So they would just drag people to death. I mean, they wouldn't really care about them once they got them out there. But
No.
they had no intentions of bringing them back. Like,
No,
you're
absolutely
out,
not.
if anything, they cut the rope after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, you were just you were there. You were a funny fish.
Okay, so talking about kind of how modern day interpretations of pirates have varied away from what pirates really were. What about the hook and the peg leg? Were those common things amongst pirates? Or, you know, because like it ain't like if you had an amputation or anything like that back then, you had prosthetics. I mean, so it would be easy to believe in maybe a nub, but was it really a hook? Was it always?
I believe the hook is more theatrical kind of look at it. Don't get me wrong. I think it would be handy If I was a pirate and didn't have no hand, I'd put a hook on that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm opening up bottles. I'm everybody's best friend.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a tool.
But the peg leg, I think that would be. Well, you got to think, man. These people didn't have no kind of medical. Like you out there on this boat forever.
Makes me think of that pirate from Family Guy. He had peg legs for his arms and his legs.
What Seamus?
He would wiggle them.
Every time I've seen that character, all I can think of is how does that man wipe his ass?
Ooh.
Like,
I'll be honest with you, he probably don't. There's no elbow. There's no articulation. I mean, you literally just got this.
well, also think about it. It may be a pirate tradition because toilet paper wasn't invented. The golden age of pirates was from 1650 to 1720. That's what's considered the golden age of piracy. There wasn't no toilet paper, bro. Oh my God, I just thought about it. Were they just pooping off the side of the boat?
Most likely. I mean, wouldn't you? Just get it out.
No. My whole thing is when we think of the piracy and like how dangerous the lifestyle was. Imagine you got a ship coming up on you about to blow your shit away and you just ass out over the side. Like, hold on a minute.
My belly's tumbling.
I don't know what pirate accent neither one of us did, but oh my. Oh. Well, when I told y'all on the first episode that y'all were going to get useless information, now you definitely have useless information. Pirates went off the side of the boat. We're not historians, but I'm just saying that's exactly how it happened. But so we won't go too far from our tangent that I was talking about, just the punishments these cats do. The other one that really just messed with me a little bit, and I guess it's my caveman brain, marooning. I would much rather be killed on sight than marooned.
Okay. What is marooning?
Marooning was a punishment used by pirates that involved dropping someone off on a remote island or small lake. Sand barge. I mean, we both grew up around the beach. You know, the little it's land sometimes, it's water sometimes.
There's tides.
Yeah. They put you on that with no provisions, no water, no food, no fuck you, no hello. But a gun with one bullet.
To kill yourself.
Basically. You had the choice to starve to death or shoot yourself.
Huh. On the small island, like not a big island.
It was
usually a small island.
A small island with no, like you couldn't have trees or nothing like that, nothing growing for somebody to. Yeah. And this was. I guess you can't mess up on a pirate ship. That's kind of one of them things everybody got to be on the same page.
Well, that was one thing, like you mentioned, pretty much at the very beginning of this topic, where they didn't really bury their treasure. They kind of were a community. I took that as like, I would think a pirate, at least every crew might be a community, but pirates, like ship to ship, like they would beef like like crazy. You know
I think, yeah. And you know me being the big One Piece fan, I'm gonna justify that because that's all that is. That's a little sense of every ship is a sense of family and community.
And I know there was some very famous pirates, like I mentioned Blackbeard earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But I would imagine that there was probably so many that history didn't record. You know?
Oh yeah,
that did some wild stuff as well.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, you were talking about that something. You know, we grew up next to the water. We heard the stories of Blackbeard being right off of South Carolina's coast and everything.
Yeah.
All the pirates that come through there. You want me to tell you something you never really hear about? A lady pirate.
Oh, really?
But there was I believe, a Chinese woman back way back during the golden age of pirate. She commanded a fleet. A fleet is a couple hundred ships.
Of pirating.
Yes.
Like not a navy.
No.
Not representing a country.
These people, like, dude, some of these pirates would command fleets, man.
Wow.
Like the real, like, dangerous people would command upwards to a couple hundred, like, ships.
But see, now when you got that many boats, that makes me think that you're wanting to cover more ground. As in, maybe you didn't travel 100 boats altogether. You kind of had like, you kind of covered.
You're spread, yeah. You're under the same flag.
And like, so were they trying to mark territories on like certain islands or certain areas of water? Where
I would believe that if you're doing that much and making that hard of a expansion, you would want to take over some islands. I mean, think about it. You doing all this work. What would you do it for? Even you as a man, you go to work to do what? Buy a piece of land.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And have your own.
Yeah, definitely work to make money and use that money for things that I need and want.
Hell, if it weren't for the pooping over the side, I think I'd be a pretty good pirate.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Nah, man. My big ass not hanging offside no boat to poop.
Well, they probably have fixed up a nice. That's probably what the plank was for.
Oh, you just side straddled the plank. You old shitting plank.
Bloop. Things are rough today.
Oh my lord. That's another. Me personally, everybody is, and I feel like I just tapped that mic, y'all. I am so sorry. I think I've done it twice at this point, and if I have, forgive me. But the way you had to entertain yourself, man. You out there on the ocean.
What do you think that's where all the stories come from? Like the Kraken.
Man. Yeah.
I mean, was the Kraken was like a story back then, right? That wasn't a modern.
Yes, yeah. The Kraken, I believe, is
mermaids.
Oh yeah, no.
Sirens.
You want to hear something funny about mermaids? And I think if I'm wrong on this, call me out. But it's a funny fact that I heard way back, and I'm just going to enforce the shit because it makes me laugh. Christopher Columbus, when he was talking about mermaids and stuff like that, he was talking about manatees, like sea cows.
Yeah.
So
how do you confuse that with a woman?
I don't know.
Get lonely on that boat.
I bet you get real lonely on that. Anything with some curves, you go
see that juicy manatee swimming around, licking your lips.
Oh man, starboard bound. There be me booty.
Overboard.
Oh man. Oh, but just you know what thought just came to my mind when you said overboard?
What?
And this is gonna really mess with me. But not even the nasty part about it, because you know I got my weird mess with germs. But the ocean's scary as hell, man.
Yeah.
I'm one of them people that anything that massive, like you've seen the videos on TikTok or iFunny or anything like that, where they look into the ocean like scuba divers, and be behind them is like one eye that's the size of a damn boat. The eye is the size of a boat. I'm a big guy. Something that big give me that like deep down caveman monkey brain anxiety. Oh, bro, that shit taps something primal in the back of my brain. Like, I'm throwing sticks and rocks at this shit. Like, no, sir.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just not my element, you know. Like I breathe air. I don't have webbed fingers or toes. I need to stay my ass out of that. You know what I mean?
So you telling me them people
it's
that's
way more
born
powerful than me.
So you telling me people born with webbed feet and toes belong in the ocean?
That can breathe water,
yeah. You making some wild ass assumptions.
I said I don't breathe water, and
So
I don't have webbed fingers or toes.
Okay. I'm glad that this got brought up because I have a little tangent to play with you with.
Okay.
We're talking about pirates, and a lot of the like pirate lore goes around mermaids.
Yeah.
Do you believe that it is possible that there's a civilization under the water?
Oh, Atlantis.
Yeah. I weren't going to call it with that, but yeah, that.
Okay. I'll play with you on that answer. Do you really believe when scientists say that we've only really discovered like 10% of the ocean?
I believe anything published in mass media is a fifth of the truth.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And that's probably because I grew up with conspiracy nuts and people who didn't trust nobody. But hey, firmly, you saw the man. He used to ride around here in our hometown. Aluminum foiled up, lead painted car, son.
He had lead painted car. He had aluminum foil all over it.
He had a lead painted house.
It was a Crown Vic.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
He used to come around, give his propaganda, speak it like he'd be on his soapbox and shit. And that somebody's disappeared.
I ain't seen him in years.
I'm talking about this a fucking pier. Weren't no, and we would do okay. I'm leaving that in. I hope the mic picked that up, folks. And if it did, comment with that. Comment what just made us laugh. If it picked that up, please comment what just made us laugh. But I'm sorry, folks.
I got a squeaky chair.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right. That just shows y'all folks that we may be like adults, but
we're very mature.
Oh, extremely. I'm damn near a professional. I'm a scientist, if y'all didn't know. I study occult and grilled cheese making. Both are very in-depth sciences.
Very.
But where the hell were we?
So we were talking about Atlantis,
the
ocean, the propaganda, the lead car.
Oh yeah, lead car. Cause we from a very small town, y'all. When folks die, you know, it pops up in the newspapers and somebody says something. Like, I'm pretty sure we could look in our contacts and find at least somebody who works for EMS or something like that in like 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Know the coroner.
Yeah, I mean, all through this little small town. So you would have known if this man had passed. He was just poof. So, I'm just saying, if they told us they only done 10% of the ocean, something down there scared the hell out of somebody.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. As far as Atlantis is concerned, I would like to believe maybe that there is a city that got overtook by the ocean. Because, you know, over time, the earth does move with the plates and shit, like earthquakes and tsunamis and all that stuff does happen. Water shifts and, like, changes land. So I do believe maybe there is an ocean or a...
There's an ocean?
There is an ocean. There is a...
Hold on, no. What conspiracy have you been listening to that says there is no ocean?
It's not ocean.
What is it?
Lake.
There are no oceans, folks. It's just big ass lakes. And the only reason they salty is because that's where all the fish is having sex. So it's just big lakes.
Big lakes.
You heard it here first. B is starting the big lake conspiracy. There are no oceans.
No such.
All right.
Big
Now,
lakes.
To Atlantis, that's in the big lakes. You were saying.
I'm saying I'm willing to believe more that there was a I would say ancient or just very old town, city that got overtook by the ocean, and it's in there. And that might be when you said it was what, 1650s to like 1700s when pirates were roaming around, like their heyday.
Like I said, hold on. The golden age of piracy was from 1650, to 1720.
Okay, so maybe around that time, like there was maybe rumors about it, and of course, like with the mermaids, Kraken, or all that other stuff, on top of not having really anything to entertain them, they probably believed and thought maybe, like if there were mermaids, there were people of the ocean, they had to have their home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They ain't just chilling on like a anemone or something.
Anemone. Old Finding Nemo style and whatnot.
They're down there building water houses and shit.
Oh, I bet that plumbing ain't bad in the water house.
Nah. It all floats up.
What part? So okay, in these water houses. So you're saying there's one room of the house?
Just a bunch of vent pipes.
It's a bunch of vent pipes. So the poop just rises and goes into the vent pipes. These are the hard hitting questions, y'all. Where do mer people poop and how does it get out of the house? Because water houses is what we're calling them, right?
Water houses.
Water houses. So
By the way, the coolest underwater city has got to be Jar Jar Binks' hometown. Episode 1. Remember? Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
You're right.
And it was like a bubble. And they went through like the bubble field and it was like dry and all that shit.
That is dope. That is dope.
It's one of my favorite like interpretations of an underwater city.
See, but at that point, you would the people underwater would still be breathing air.
That's true.
You would they would have to go back and forth somehow.
Yes.
And I just feel like that'd be inconvenient as a motherfucker.
Well, that was in a galaxy far, far away.
And true.
But that's not
here nor there.
Yeah, that's not here nor there. That was in a different planet.
So from pirates to mermaids to Star Wars.
Jar Jar Binks. Anyways,
okay.
They all have ships.
Exactly. A TIE fighter pirate ship.
Sound like a dog, a big old dog.
Oh. He said that's what George Lucas just had a bunch of beagles in his backyard. Come on, you guys, we're recording sounds for Star Wars. Oh my Jesus! Back to the scary ocean and not the scary space. We'll cover that in another topic on how scary space is.
Yeah. And the conspiracy topic. I mean, there's so many topics that we could. Our tangents get crazy, but anyways, let's go back to pirating. Pirates.
I want to go to a lot of these folks made maps and stuff like that as they were going around, and a lot of stuff they sit there and wrote on these maps and drew on these maps were like creatures and sea monsters and all that other shit. How difficult would life really be? You're on a boat, you got scurvy, you're pooping off the side, and you just wake up and there's this giant sea serpent. Yeah. So, I know we just abruptly it went from us busting out in a stupid laughter to me just speaking normally, right? Well, the most country ass shit happened while we're trying to do podcasts in, the back of the shop with the door open. My uncle comes in here, I got my dog laying up, and he hollers, "Your dog's got to take a shit." Rewind back a little bit. You'll be able to hear it. It's very clear. So, we are back. I got to talk about pirate poo and Teach poo.
Teach is the dog.
Teach is the dog, which is named after Blackbeard the pirate.
That is very true.
Full fucking circle. Made it relevant, y'all.
So we were talking about pirate shitting. And the dog you named after a pirate had shit. Weird how things work.
Right? Wow. Maybe I called on the ghost of some pirate poo. And the weakest creature it found was my dog.
You're next.
Oh, God. I hope it ain't on the way home.
Oh, gosh.
I'd have to
Out
lean
the window.
I'd have to lean off the side and poop. Oh, full fucking circle. Y'all got to hear that bullshit, and it was relevant to the topic.
All right.
You're welcome.
So, if I'm not mistaken, because it's been a little recess, you were talking about looking off the side of the boat, seeing a big serpent.
Oh yeah. You got the scurvy, you got the worst diarrhea in the world, and you look up.
And there's so you're saying that these creatures were real? Or you're saying they drew them on maps for no reason?
I'm a big fan of thinking that the unexplained is the funnest option. So I'm gonna say they saw these things. And maybe even hunted these things, and they got like smart and stayed away from folks when folks started getting better artillery and shit.
And I think the New World Order got them.
Okay, by got them, do you mean like killed them or like they keep them as pets?
They keep them as pets.
So the Illuminati has a Kraken.
Most likely.
So when
You haven't heard that much about monsters since the New World Order.
this is a tangent that we will definitely cover on our next episode, which will be crazy cryptids. I hope that's a little sneak peek for next time for you folks that had listened through all the pirate poo talk. So, one topic I really did want to cover before we end up having to come away from this is two things. Well, three things actually. And it tripped me out because it was a really dope way of these pirates being nice people at the end of shit. Like really just paying their due. When you think of a pirate, how would you describe him? Like his looks?
Rough, to put it in one word, but
Mhm.
like, of course, they've been on a boat for, I'd say, months at a time, if not years. So I would say they're long-haired. They don't smell great. Sunburnt. I do believe in the pirate hat. I do believe they all had that kind of signature hat.
You really hating on the pirate hygiene this episode.
Oh my goodness, how did they have one? How? Besides jumping off the boat when you're stationary to get some fresh salt water all over you, there's really nothing you could do.
No.
Wasn't no dry shampoo back then. No Old Spice. It's probably what they were hunting.
Oh, the Old Spice.
The deodorant.
Pirate brand deodorant, folks. We're going to start selling that when we get us a website. Pirate brand deodorant. Smell like a scurvy dog.
Open that damn cartridge. Shut that shit up. That shit stinks.
Oh, I'm telling you.
You can hear a seagull.
Every time. And when you open it, you hear, oh. But what I was really leaning towards was the outfit and maybe not like describing this man's hardships. A pirate outfit, maybe the accessories.
I would say the hat is definitely there. I would say minimal clothing because, again, they're out in the sun and it's hot. So definitely pants. Shoes if they have feet.
If not, lacquer or something.
I don't know, maybe some Timbs.
Fresh wheats and shit out there.
Some red ape jeans.
Hey, fuck you. Those were the shit when I was in middle school. But
do you think they had the parrot? Like, do you think pirates and parrots were really a thing on pirate ships?
Listen here. No. And you want me to tell you why? Because them fuckers was on the water for a long time. I'd get tired of fish. I'd fry that sumbitch up by month 3, son.
Yeah.
I need something else. This damn tuna and shit ain't doing it.
That's some fine dining, though. Turning down tuna because you're tired of it. How bougie can you be?
When that's all you've ate for 6 months?
Lobster?
You know that was a prison food? That shit was given to like convicts and shit back in the day.
That's because they're just giant sea bugs.
Yeah.
In reality, they are, but they're delicious.
Well, you pay all that money for your giant sea cockroach.
That's what they are. Shrimp, crustaceans.
Oh,
They're-
yeah.
They're sea bugs.
But digressions. I'm trying to talk about a serious point. Well, not a serious point, but I got a point to make.
All right, let's hear it.
So-
You got me.
I was thinking, I was hoping you would say like jewelry, the gold, the earrings and stuff like that.
Oh.
Do you know why that was so common, like the golden earrings and stuff like that?
Was it like a way to show their distinguishment of pirating, of having gold, jewelry, valuable stuff on them?
So
on
pirate flexing is what you're talking
pirate, they had the ice.
about. Iced out pirates. Oh, Blackbeard dropping the illest mixtape. Bringing the 69s into the 17s. But no. I really wish that was the answer, but no, it is not pirate flexing.
Okay.
It was a way to pay for their burial if they washed up on shore. You take the valuables off of them, bury the body. That's your payment.
Okay.
You wouldn't think a pirate would think about some shit like that, would you?
No, I wouldn't. But they better hope a pirate don't find them.
I just picked that shit off, throw it back in the ocean. Get me jury stick. Fish him out the water.
Poke him with a stick. Good God, he stinks. But I want that ring. Quit looking at him, little Johnny.
Oh, God. But yeah, that and what tickled me during my research was
Okay.
pirates had theater groups on the ship for entertainment.
Well, you know, that whole prospect of entertainment was around,
For
the longest time. That was always, I guess that was their movies. That was their thing. Was that acting out?
But imagine being the theater kid when they're being raided. Unhand me! You done been passed around to 3 pirate ships because you're just the theater guy who knows how to dance.
But you use that to keep you
out
of the
Son.
what is it? They put brig.
Oh yeah,
The brig.
oh both. As soon as they pick my ass up, I'm tap dancing. Y'all know I know how to sing. Y'all know how to. I'm the leader of the Queen's Navy. Oh shit! So yeah, basically, theater kid pirates was a thing. The very dumbed down version of what I'm saying, but theater kid pirates were a thing.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
And I know you've done some research. This is going to be a very specific question because I was thinking of, you were talking about raids and people getting people on boats and stuff, like when they fight. Gunpowder, they had the cannons, they had the cannonballs, they had the flintlocks, pistols or blunderbuss, whatever you want to call it. What do you think was the percentage fire rate? Because you're mixing water with gunpowder. How many times do you think they loaded up and that shit just did not happen? Click, click.
I feel there was a pirate. Unlucky John was his name, and every pistol he had was waterlogged.
Oh my God.
The Ballad of Unlucky John.
I mean, I personally feel like that shit might 1/3 of the time work.
Oh.
Maybe.
Now,
I bet a pirate ship fight would last hours.
uh-huh.
Like sinking ship kind of thing.
Oh, I imagine. What I really would like to do is touch back on this episode at another time when I had done. Maybe I'll have somebody from one of these Charleston colleges tell us something about piracy, because we got Blackbeard off the coast and everything like that.
We do. Queen Anne's Revenge. I believe she went down off of Charleston, not too far.
And you want to hear something crazy? We actually had something called the Pirate Execution of 1718 that was in Charleston, South Carolina.
Wow.
It was a mass hanging of 49 pirates, I believe.
At once?
Or
Or they executed them that day, all of them.
I believe, it was 49 pirates in Charleston.
Did they take their golden burial?
Drew a map. Hangman Harry's treasure. I should write a pirate book. I'm really good at these names at this point.
You should play some Sea of Thieves. There is some funny names in there. Those old captains that you hunt.
So the NPCs have real funny names.
There's Quick Dickin.
Excuse me?
Captain Quick Dickin.
Captain Quick Dickin. Listen here, y'all. If times ever get hard, y'all can find me on my OnlyFans page at Captain Quick Dickin. Oh, it's all pirate themed. Oh God, Captain Quick Dickin.
That's the most famous one on Sea of Thieves. And it's all game generated. It's not a name that the players put in or nothing. These people that made this game created that name. And there's a handful of other ones that are clever, but that one is the fun, like the real funny one. You get that one pop up, you're like, oh, there's Captain Quick Dickens. Oh, there he is.
So you get excited to see Captain Quick
shit,
Dickens.
we got a celebrity over here.
Oh God! Just imagine spending your whole like adult teenage life trying to be the most famous pirate. You got all the shit. You're the baddest motherfucker, and your moniker is Quick Dickens. I feel like that's a waste of like being a pirate.
Potential.
Oh yeah. What would be your pirate theme? You know, every pirate's got a gimmick. What would be your pirate gimmick?
I haven't thought about that. What would be yours?
Mine? I'm going real creepy. I'm going all clown pirates. We're gonna scare the absolute shit out of you from a distance.
Wow.
And I'm not talking like normal like birthday clowns. I'm talking like Batman 1980s, like them kind of clowns.
Oh my gosh. If I had a theme, like this is carried out throughout my crew and my ship. Sombreros.
To keep the sunburn and shit away.
Sombreros. We would always have tequila.
So y'all are just gonna be dehydrated as
Like
motherfuckers.
you know, pirates love to drink.
Oh yeah.
I would welcome that habit no matter what.
Well,
I think I would fit with the drinking. Yeah, my pirates would be kind of. I feel like we'd be chill. Like I ain't trying to fight. You know what I mean?
You'll be chill
I ain't
beard.
trying to fight. This life is hard. You know what I mean? Let's just be friends.
So you're just gonna be a
I
friend.
mean, if we got to fight, we will. But I would much rather party, get everybody good and drunk, and then steal their shit and leave.
But wouldn't you would get a name for that? Like
What do you think it would be?
Party Pete or some shit like that. I don't know. I can only be funny.
Oh
98.
shit! Party Pete strikes again. You
know,
took my shoes.
You couldn't be mad at a pirate that got you sloppy drunk and just stole everything from you. You really couldn't be mad at that guy.
My signature move, I'd probably poop in the captain's quarters somewhere. Like where they couldn't find it, it just stinks. Like it aggravates the fuck out of them.
You know, when you do the top flap of that hat that nobody looked behind the feather.
He gets a handful of it one day.
Oh God! Because you know the first thing to do when he gets mad, he's gonna grab that hat and throw it down like Captain Hook.
So before we went on tangents on pretty much every single topic because the pirate topic is there's so much involved in it. It's not just pirates, right?
Oh yeah,
It's their behavior, it's their ships, it's their gimmicks, it's the sea creatures, it's the whole atmosphere of a pirate.
it's got its own like
So-
atmosphere. You know what I mean?
But going back to like your research and what you were reading up on, did you ever read up anything that like because you said Charleston had the mass hanging of pirates where they hung like 49 pirates in one day. Was there ever any like bounty hunting for pirates? Like not pirate to pirate, but like was there like the United States, for example? Were they sending out boats to try to get these pirates off the waters?
Well, a lot of your British government, they have bounties from them, like King Henry, and I think it is. I know there's gonna be some history buff, like no, it's King George Pickle Dick the Third or something like that. But I'm just gonna say Henry. And I think I just tapped that mic again, y'all. But don't leave the podcast because I'm slapping my chest like an idiot. But
It's passionate.
I'm getting
We're
in
very
there.
passionate.
I'm talking with my hands, and it's just it's well, you can't see it, but it's happening. But I truthfully believe like they done a lot of stuff like that. It was you had a bounty from like the royals because piracy was illegal. Like it would be the same thing as you having a wanted poster now, kind of thing.
Right.
Anybody who would turn you in could turn you in. Yeah, there was probably ships out there that just bounty hunted pirates and shit like that.
But outside of exploring, maybe looking for valuable stuff or just making your own way of life, what was so illegal about it? Like, were these pirates really like a terror on the seas?
It would probably be the raping and pillaging that nobody liked.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
I mean, I know we made it real glamorous with the shitting off the deck and
Yeah,
sea
yeah.
monsters, but Yeah, there was some real messed up shit that happened with pirates. I mean, every century, every time period has its group of people that just tear shit up, and during that time, it was the pirates' turn to have a little bit of fun. I
Yeah,
guess.
but you know what makes pirates interesting from other groups of people like pirates is that pirates were, I would argue, a mix of people from different areas, from different places, maybe even different races that were after the same thing. To where like what you just said made me like think of Vikings or barbarians.
Yeah,
They were all from like one piece of land, one group of people,
families, stuff like
or
that.
even the Mongols.
Yeah.
Were just kind of,
They were all the same group of people.
they were terrors, but they were all one group. Pirates are kind of
they was out to get it for themselves. That was
people from wherever.
And you know what? I believe that's what makes it so interesting, because everybody, you can put yourself in a pirate story. That's why they're so popular. We all grew up with the Peter Pans, the Captain Hooks, the again, if you know why I just laughed, leave it in the comments.
Squeaky chair.
Yeah, squeaky chair. But that's why we grew up. Like, honestly, think about it. I know you as a little kid, because I mean,
Was I?
yes, you were at one point. And I knew you did. But no, you as a little kid, you played pretend pirate. You had those fantasies of the high sea. You saw Treasure Planet and Pirates of the Caribbean. You wanted to have a jar of dirt and run across the damn ship too, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and definitely growing up watching the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Definitely watched them. Definitely
Pirates
enjoyed them. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean. Okay. Know what fucking college you come from, but
literally, that's just how I know that word, Caribbean. Like Caribbean jerk. That's what I order a lot. Caribbean jerk wings.
You know what's funny?
What?
If I order that, I say it like that. But if I'm talking about the movies, it's Caribbean.
Yeah. I just took over with the Caribbean, but you know.
So I'm a hypocrite, y'all. But I mean, it really just, you can put yourself, everybody, I mean, there's stories, there's all kinds of stuff like that, and it really, I don't think it'll ever stop being stories. I don't ever think they'll ever stop being like little kids wanting to be Blackbeard or swashbuckling and all that good stuff. Because I mean, even think about it, we have stories about future pirates. Treasure Planet was one of my favorite movies as a kid that is extremely underrated. Like, I don't know if you've watched Treasure Planet.
If I did, it's been a very long time ago. I'm trying to think, but I don't think I've seen it.
You remember the Atlantis movie?
The cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was done in the same kind of drawing style as that.
Okay.
It was masterpiece.
I like those Atlantis movies too.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Oh, you and little baby Earl need to watch Treasure Planet, son.
Okay.
That is a definite.
These viewers are going to think my kid's name is Earl.
Say what?
These viewers are going to think my kid's name is Earl.
And that is what his name is. That was your name when you were little. That's going to be his name.
Yeah.
I told you it didn't matter.
Names do change.
It didn't matter if you had a little boy or a little girl. I was going to call it Earl for the rest of his life.
That's true.
That was going to be a very confused little girl. Why Uncle G keep calling me Earl? I'm married.
Now, I will say that might be like what you were saying about the movies and being a kid and all that stuff growing up, and the infatuation with being a pirate and that lifestyle is probably why to this day me and many others play that game, Sea of Thieves, because that game actually like is probably the closest thing that you could come to like doing whatever you want. You can literally customize your boat, name your pirate, name your boat, like the whole 9 yards.
What would be your boat's name if you were a pirate? I should have asked this way earlier in the episode. But what would be your boat's name?
Oh gosh, the hard R.
Why?
Because it's piratey. R.
Because it's piratey. Oh my god.
No, I have 3 boats, okay?
Okay.
And I have a serious boat. I call it Hydra's Greed.
Oh, fancy.
And my goofy boat
Uh-huh.
is the hard R. And then my third boat is just a bunch of E's.
Ease.
And it's a tiny boat. It's a sloop.
Oh, so you know the boat's names. You really in depth.
Brigantine's my favorite. Galleon's way too damn big. Way too much of a headache. Sloop, way too small.
Oh, so you got
Brigantine's just right.
you got a preference in your pirate boat.
Absolutely.
I'm
2
guessing.
sails, 2 decks,
I'm,
4 cannons.
I'm guessing the goofy one is the good one.
The goofy one is the littlest one.
Is
Hydra's Greed is the good one.
And E.
I'm not that great with names.
Oh man, I love it, and I hope y'all do too, man. I really appreciate y'all listening to this goofy ass shit that we do. We're gonna try to get some more episodes out a little bit quicker. We do apologize for the delay. If you have anything you want to hear about, again, our next episode is going to be called Crazy Cryptids. We're going to be covering all the things that go bump in the night, and that's not including your auntie.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what you got, Bebop?
Well, what I was going to do real quick, because I know we're ending the podcast, is do you have any like fun facts about pirates? Like something to leave the listener with? Like, what's a good little fun fact? I was just going to try to pull one up real quick, just to kind of see if there was really anything neat.
I can tell you what.
What?
The pirate life had to be kind of gay.
Yeah. I see that. I mean, I don't think a pirate ship is a good place for a lady to be.
Oh, absolutely not.
Not a lady.
Oh, here's a little fun fact. Since you brought up ladies on a ship, did you know it was considered bad luck to have a woman on the ship?
Really?
It was. It was considered bad luck, and it could lead to being cursed to having a woman on the ship.
Wow.
Yep. So, they really string for the...
Okay. We talked about this, and so I found a little tidbit.
Okay.
And I'll just leave the listeners with this. This is regarding their food.
Oh, okay.
Since pirates didn't have refrigerators on their ships, and so they needed a special like menu suitable for life at sea. That means they brought food on board that wouldn't rot right away and relied on cured meats, fermented vegetables, and they also kept animals that would provide the crew with milk, eggs, and ultimately fresh meat on the boat. So one thing I never thought about was actually keeping animals on the boat besides like a parrot or like a pet.
Yeah, that never even crossed my mind. And now that it does, I know
a couple
all
chickens.
pirate ships smelled like straight garbage barges.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no deodorant and livestock? No, sir.
But think about it. To be efficient, you got to have that.
Oh,
You gotta
yeah.
have at least
To be
some
on sea?
source of food besides a fishing rod. I mean, I would probably want to be fishing, or at least have, if we're selling, have a couple guys fishing constantly.
Oh,
But, yeah, you got to have maybe some chickens. And the water situation, you got to have something to drink. You can't really drink ocean water like that. You know what I mean? That shit's not good for you.
So, with that, I have something that'll just really stick in the viewers' minds before we leave. And if it had to pop up in my mind, I'm going to leave it with y'all. There was livestock on the ship, correct?
Yes.
These pirates got very lonely, correct?
Yes.
There's a story of a pirate fucking a cow. They may be lost to the history books, but there's a story of Captain Cow Doodling. Oh, man. But again, folks, we really appreciate y'all listening, man. I appreciate you, Bebop, for taking the time out to get all this together.
My pleasure.
And we just really want y'all to get involved with us. If y'all want to hear something on the podcast, or there's a topic we ain't covered, or hell, even if I've said something that you didn't think was funny or you didn't agree with, I'll listen to that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But all those things could be left down in the comments below. Again, like and subscribe.
Good God.
Yeah, mush mouth. I should practice this. I practice this. See, look, y'all. Look, I'm giving y'all raw me, so y'all should.
So y'all should like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And let us know if y'all have any feedback. And if you did take the time to listen to this episode all the way to the end, which is basically where we're at, I definitely, me and Jordy both, appreciate it.
Most definitely. And if you want to send us an email, that is trh.comedy95@gmail.com. We will get back with you. And if y'all want to get on a Zoom call with us and argue about something we've talked about, I'm good at that as well.
I'll disconnect on your ass.
But until next time, this is G.
This is Brandon.
And we've been the Rabbit Hole.